Welcome everyone, I'm JP.
And this is Big Guy.
This is Pack and Draw, where we open up a pack and then draw it later. Let's see what we got. Go ahead. Hope we get some good pulls here.
Oh yeah.
Read them off.
So we got Toxel, Skitty, Rowlet, Wishy Washy, Qfant, Jigglypuff, Cinescorch V.
Nice, look at that.
Let's go.
Shiny, I like it.
Lunatone, Struggle Gloves, and Combustion.
So I'll move this down here so everything's in frame. So what do you think we should draw?
Toxel.
Toxel? Okay, Toxel it is. So here we go.
Drawn.
Let's get drawn. All right. Okay, here we're at the drawing part of the video. I have Toxel here. Like usual, we try to take our own interpretation based on what we pulled from the pack. So we have a pre-established sketch here, much different than this one. So we can kind of see this is more of a, there he's sitting here, he's kind of like moving, a little angry. Let's get going here. So let's work on the outer form. You guys know me, I kind of like to work with, I'm going to try vary my markers a little bit more. You always want to be confident with your strokes. This character has a very kind of distinct head shape. I'm doing double strokes. I should have just kept that. There we go. A little square, but that's fine. And actually, I'm going to go do what I actually said and bury this. So you see how that line kind of goes through there? Yeah, I can never resist going for the eyes there. Now, this character does have almost kind of like bags under its eyes. So it's not an error on my part. And I could always go back and fill in those parts later if I wanted to. There you go. Nice establishment. People tend to like to draw the eyes first. You almost have to kind of resist not to do that. You really want to work on the body the most. And I will connect those lines here with this. Again, it's all about varying line thicknesses. You know, I think this tend to be a little bit more harder edges, but not that big a deal. I will use this over here. And I will get a thicker marker here. So those kind of ears are kind of being pinned back a little bit. And then same with this these top ones. And since I'm kind of creating more kind of darker elements on this side, which, you know, I tend to do, but you don't have to. Make sure these are more round. They're not as pokey or sharp as they might actually look here. But we have a downward point of view, so we see more of the head, and these other elements are like behind because he's kind of pointing more his head down. It's just slight, but you know, if he'd move his head up a tiny bit more, maybe this would break a little bit. We see more of that. But since it's more of his kind of attitude or mood in this case. So let's work on some of these elements here. So I'll work with a thicker marker here. So his legs, you know, he kind of crawls on all four. and it's kind of like they're kind of chubby or thicker at one point. It's kind of hard to show. It's not like they get, but I wanted to show some perspective, so that became a little bit more of a challenge here to try to show where the thicknesses meet. I'll be careful. Probably should use a thinner marker for that part, you know, for this line over here. And then definitely for his legs in the back, because at the very least, we could kind of go back and rework those with a thicker marker, which I actually might. It almost seemed too thin. Oh, let's use that for now. Since we already have that there. Actually, you know, for this side, I'm definitely going to rework that. I really like how he's kind of coming forward. His head's the more predominant part of the composition. And then the tail. Again, I'm trying to vary the markers. You know, I have 3 here, but in the future, I'll probably show more. See the tail kind of coming around the back there. Kind of, that's where the curve is. Hopefully people know that's the tail. Maybe not. All right. Add these little kind of marks around there. Maybe I'll just add some here. Try something a little different. There you go. You can kind of see how it's moving forward. Adding my patented kind of like marks on the ground there. There you go. I don't mind leaving that a little bit more thinner. I really like the way this is going, because, you know, in some instances this actually might be colored, so you don't have to, not as much needs to be done. There's some elements I didn't put on there. You see on the cheeks. I'll kind of just apply those just so we can kind of see those, and that helps too. And then I'll do this part here. So this is a little tricky. There's almost kind of like it almost looks like real lightning, but it's more of a like actually part of his body. So I'll go around with this, see how it looks. It's not too bad. And then there's an inner part to it too. So you thought it might be done there. There you go. It's all right. You know, maybe I would go in with a thicker marker if I really wanted to emphasize that. But even in some of the instances, that tends to be lighter, almost like not even a complete tone, more of a like colored item that happens later. There you go. You can kind of see him coming forward. So that's about it. Yeah, I think it turned out pretty good. Different perspective, original type of point of view, varying the markers a little bit. Overall, I'm pretty happy with it. You know, again, you never want to overdo everything. Sometimes I can't help myself. People tend to make eyes too dark sometimes. That happens. So I want to be careful. Anyways, hopefully you enjoyed. Share with a friend, like, subscribe, and take care. Thank you.